Hey, gang, here comes your Monday poll question at Smerconish.com. Wow. Loving the visual effects on YouTube. Nice work, PJ. And by the way, if you are listening to the podcast and not watching on YouTube, you're missing something. The Monday poll question: was it appropriate for members of Congress to release a video urging military personnel to refuse illegal orders? The easy part is that President Trump's response to that video was appalling, seditious, punishable by death, et cetera, et cetera. I think that's the easy call. Everybody else has already had that conversation. I want to have the more difficult conversation today on radio and ask about the video itself. I thought it was political. I thought it was intended to be provocative. I thought it was intended to encourage some of our troops who are currently carrying out the orders of the administration not to do so. And I'm not the only one who's of that opinion. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Thank you to my friends at Parx Casino. By the way, thank you to Bet Parx as well. How in the world did Philadelphia give up a 21-point lead? I almost turned the game off because I thought it was such a blowout in the first half. Thank God that I didn't, but I didn't like the outcome, obviously. Go to Parx Casino. Give tickets for Christmas to whomever is on your list because there's something for everybody. Grand Funk Railroad, David Foster and Catherine McPhee, the 16-time Grammy winner, Marshall Tucker Band and Jefferson Starship, Broadway star Alan Cumming, The Uncut Show, a tribute to the Piano Men, Billy Joel and Elton John, comedian Tracy Morgan in the spring, Melissa Etheridge in April. Tickets available for all sorts of entertainment in December as well. Parx, P-A-R-X, casino.com. You've got to be 21. If you've got a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. A lot of interesting voting results since we were last together. Let's go back to Friday. If Texas is halted from redistricting by the courts, should California also pause its redistricting effort? 36,000 and change, and 56.71% said no. No, California, even if Texas is stopped, California, go do what you were going to do in response. You know my view. I don't like it. I don't like what Texas did. I certainly don't like what California did, and I'm putting emphasis there relative to Prop 50 because California was the gold standard. They had, under Governor Schwarzenegger, professionalized the whole redistricting process. And to give that up, I think is terrible. Not to excuse Texas. Texas should never have done what Texas did. Okay, then on Saturday, 48,047. I workshopped on radio last Friday a commentary about Thanksgiving, and on Saturday delivered that commentary on CNN and asked, is there more that unites us than divides us? And 76.56% of those who responded said yes. TC, I liked the feel of the commentary when it was all said and done.
I thought it was great. I was actually a little surprised by the reaction on CNN. A lot of the Twitter people that reached out via social media thought they used the word Pollyanna. They thought you were just, looking at it in too much of a lighthearted way, that was not the way reality was, it was too wishful thinking.
Well, I was armed with data. Okay. I had a, 30,000 sample survey from Gallup and the Kettering Foundation. And the takeaway was that on some core issues pertaining to democracy, there's great agreement among Americans. So my pitch was to say, hey, if it comes up at the Thanksgiving table, don't run from it. And I'm going to publish this at Smerconish.com either tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you want to print it out, you'll have a little cheat sheet. And if your table goes in a political direction, you can bring it all home by saying, hang on, there are things that we all agree on.
I love that.
And 80% of us, well, I won't go through it now because I did so on Saturday. Okay, yesterday, and I'll hope to get into this on radio today as well. I was surprised by this. Should gas-powered leaf blowers be banned? We had 29,539, good vote for a Sunday, and 59.19%. What do you make of this? Said no. I thought it was going to be the reverse.
Was shocked. I was shocked. Yeah. I didn't know if it was because if you're going to do the gas powered, then you should also do the battery. Was it like, either ban it all or don't ban it all, or maybe people just want their yards cleaned. I was floored by that reaction.
I think we've got to talk about it on air as well, which
Okay.
we've yet to do. But my township became the first
one
in Pennsylvania
Yes.
to do this. And they've got a couple of 2 or 3 year grace periods so that the landscapers can get ready. I'm really interested in it, though. Like everything else, I want those leaves blown off my lawn, but when I want to sit on my back patio,
I don't want to listen
I don't
to
want to
it.
hear it. And it is a cacophony. Is that the
know.
right word?
Yes.
I think that it is. It is a cacophony in my neighborhood.
Yep.
Like you can't on a nice day be outside and not hear it.
It's so true.
It's an energy argument, but it's also just a noise pollution.
I don't
kind of thing.
think the actual argument though is noise pollution. I think the actual argument is that it's bad for the environment, right?
Both. I think both. Yeah. Oh, I've said this before. I can remember growing up when my father would say, "Can you believe so and so is?" And our houses were all on top of each other.
And they were doing that, and he was offended.
No. It wasn't leaf blowers.
What was it?
Nobody had a leaf blower.
What was it?
It was a lawnmower.
Oh, a lawnmower.
A lawnmower.
What was? Wait, he was against the lawnmower?
He did not, but my dad had like strict rules as to when it was appropriate for you to be mowing your lawn.
Oh,
And to
I think I
mow
agree
your
with your
lawn
dad.
early on a Saturday morning, he thought was totally inappropriate.
I think he's
or
right.
early on a Sunday morning.
I think he's right.
So
There you go.
all right, the Monday poll question. And I'm going to tell you I love it, and then you're going to say you always love it. No, I don't always love it, but I love this one because no one's talking about this. No one's talking about this. I mean, the president's talking about it, and that gets discounted by many. Was it appropriate for members of Congress to release a video urging military personnel to refuse illegal orders? Again, the White House response, the president's response, I thought was appalling. But I don't like this video. I thought that they were intending to be provocative. I think they were intending to encourage members of the armed forces not to follow the commander-in-chief. Yes, I know. They said refuse illegal orders. And when Mike Johnson and others among the Republicans got into this brouhaha, they dropped the word illegal. Oh, they want them to disobey orders. I get the point. They were saying refuse illegal orders. It's Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin and fellow Democratic leaders, including Mark Kelly of Arizona, Representatives Chris Deluzio of Pennsylvania, Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire, Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania, and Jason Crow of Colorado. Let's all watch and listen to the video.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow.
I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day.
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military,
And intelligence community professionals.
Against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
And right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad.
But from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
In the Army.
Our Navy.
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
Because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
Our Constitution.
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
From a publication called The Conversation that I linked to this weekend in the Smerconish.com newsletter, just additional background. U.S. service members take an oath to uphold the Constitution. In addition, under Article 92 of the Uniform Code of Military Justice and the U.S. Manual for Courts Martial, service members must obey lawful orders and disobey unlawful orders. Unlawful orders are those that clearly violate the U.S. Constitution, international human rights standards, or the Geneva Conventions. Service members who follow an illegal order can be held liable and court-martialed or subject to prosecution by international tribunals following orders from a superior is no defense. Remember the Calley case, the Lieutenant William Calley case from the Vietnam era? So you know what the president's response was, totally over the top, via social media. Quote, "It's called seditious behavior at the highest level. Each one of these traitors to our country should be arrested and put on trial. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. We won't have a country anymore. An example must be set," said the president. And then he retweeted from the Washington Examiner, this time saying, "This is really bad and dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors, lock them up, question mark, question mark." And then took it to a new level, seditious behavior, punishable by death. And then on Saturday night, he does a rant. "The traitors that told the military to disobey my order should be in jail right now, not roaming the fake news networks, trying to explain what they said was okay. It wasn't, it never will be, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." I watched Alyssa Slotkin on one of the Sunday shows, ABC's Sunday show, and she was asked the question of, well, what order in particular are you talking about? And she couldn't name any. Senator Graham said, this is unnerving and unconscionable that this video would have been put out if they're not being specific relative to a particular video. Look, I said at the outset, Trump's response, appalling. Third time that I've made that clear, right? You heard me say that. But I don't like the video. I thought it was political. I thought it was provocative, and I thought it was intended. And I know I'll be in the minority on today's poll question, and that's okay. But I thought it was intended to spur service members not to follow orders from the White House, legal or otherwise, even though expressly they said illegal orders. I get that too. And I read an essay, of all places, at formerly MSNBC, now MS, I guess I should say, MS.com, Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Van Landingham, who will be on today's program, writing for MS, and said, "The 6 well-intentioned congressional Democrats who recorded a video exhorting U.S. service members to disobey illegal orders likely did more harm than good." And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. This is a different take. And by the way, it's in today's newsletter. It's in the Smerconish newsletter today. The lawmakers' video is dangerously vague and dangerously wrong on the law, putting our service members in even more of a moral quandary than they already face. We don't know what military orders the lawmakers are referring to, since they glaringly fail to be specific, but it's likely that such orders aren't so patently unlawful that they carry a legal duty to disobey. There's much more to it. Just one more piece, if I may. What she concludes by saying is, what these lawmakers should have done is work to get enough bipartisan support to stop the executive branch's excesses. Instead, they confused the issue and wrongly put service members in the middle of a political struggle. That's my view. I wonder what yours might be. Go to Smerconish.com and weigh in on the Monday poll question. Was it appropriate for members of Congress to release a video urging military personnel to refuse illegal orders? Was it appropriate? I don't think that it was. Again, I know I'll be in the distinct minority, and that's okay with me. Vote on the poll question, please. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel so that you get all of our content here. If you're listening to the podcast and not yet watching on YouTube, I invite you to watch on YouTube as well. See you on radio.